Tyrone Belnap. I refer to him as Ty. I hope he doesn't mind that. He's running for Jefferson County Commissioner, District 2. He is a longtime Jefferson County resident, and he brings 5.5 years of experience serving on the County Planning and Zoning Commission, with 1 year as Commission Chairman. He served 6 years in the Idaho Army National Guard. Ty received his Associates of Science from Ricks College and a Bachelor of Science from Idaho State University. Ty will work to strengthen the county by protecting property rights and domestic well systems. He'll promote improved fiscal responsibility and department spending transparency. And he'll work to more equitably improve the county's roads and bridges. We will now turn the time over to Tyrone Belnap.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me okay? Am I hooked up correctly?
You're good.
Great. Thank you again. I'd just like to repeat that I have been a 57-year resident of the county, 4 generations actually, and I love the Rocky Mountain area, and I love living in this area. It's why I live here, and I will work very hard to maintain the way of life that I have become accustomed to, and I think that we all enjoy living in southeastern Idaho. I'd like to just add a little bit to my life's experience. The only reason I do this is that I believe it brings just some of my background that could support the role as a county commissioner. One is I've participated extensively in FEMA emergency response training, which would add to our emergency response planning, state interface, state communications, and just the logistics involved in operating a county emergency response organization. With my military service, my primary specialty was combat engineering, which was specifically road and bridge construction, along with other military duties. But that was what we basically did, was construction, heavy equipment operation, heavy equipment maintenance, and road and bridge construction. Professionally, I've held several corporate management positions in operations, emergency and casualty response, training certifications, and causal analysis and corrective actions in facility design and construction. So I only say that in that I have had the opportunity of working with multi-level organizations and dealing with large budget amounts and being accountable to every dollar that goes through a budget situation. I've also operated businesses in retail sales, farming, trucking, and financial lending institutions. So I've had experience in the business realm as well. Community service is important to me, and that's why I agreed to serve on the Jefferson County Planning and Zoning Commission. And I have learned a lot in that, and appreciation for the hard work that it takes to run the county and to have the county work with the surrounding city municipalities, because we're kind of a team membership. But as I contemplate the position of county commissioner, the things that I'd say I would underscore, as would be my priorities anyway, is I've learned that we must be very prudent in the protection of property rights and domestic water well systems. As county population densities increase, it becomes more challenging to fully accommodate land use and development while protecting the property rights of neighboring property owners. County ordinances must support property owners by allowing full use of their property as much as is reasonably achievable. And so with that, the following county ordinances have to be updated, and there's been work going on with them currently, but they still have to be completed. First being the comprehensive plan, needs to be updated to emphasize protection of agricultural land, subdivision development toward population centers, having or providing supporting infrastructure, emphasis on providing access to county rivers, lakes, and our other natural resources, Our subdivision ordinances also is in need of updating to better manage subdivision developments within the county, specifically protecting water resources through community well systems and encouragement to hook up to sewer and water infrastructure for large development projects. This action is necessary to protect domestic water access and water quality within the subdivision and to county patrons living adjacent to the development areas. Many times we forget as we approve subdivisions that we could be, and in reality could be adversely affecting those who live immediately adjacent to the subdivisions that we approve, as well as the adverse effects that water quality and sewage treatment to those who actually live within it. Protection of the environment. As our population continues to increase, the county's natural resources must be protected. Commissioners must carefully, and I would carefully, consider county activity and development that could have adverse effects upon our access to our natural resources. Our natural resources in the county is, I'd say, the primary reason that we all like to live here, the reason that we want to live here, the reason that we choose to live here. And you don't have to look too far around to see where that hasn't been done correctly, why there's adverse effects to our rivers and ecosystems around our rivers that have just been decimated by inappropriate activity in those areas. Areas of city impact. The cities of Ryrie, Manan, Louisville, Roberts, and Mud Lake have areas of impact agreements with the county that are in dire need of updating. Although work has been initiated to update these agreements, it is imperative that this work be completed in order to have an agreed upon plan between the county and the cities of the county on how to proceed and control development. This effort will facilitate infrastructure funding and development of such supporting activities as road construction, domestic well availability, and sewage treatment facilities. In the Department of Road and Bridges, every patron in the county deserves to drive on roads that are both safe and that will not damage the vehicles that are driven upon them. Potholes and shoulders must be maintained on paved roads. Gravel roads must be covered with small diameter road base, and grading must be done frequently enough to prevent severe washboarding. I'd suggest that on an annual basis, an annually published road maintenance and paving plan be established where the road and bridge budgets are limited and must be allocated towards existing road and bridge infrastructure, as well as looking forward to future paving work and new road construction. A published road maintenance and paving plan can eliminate frustration in not knowing when an individual's road will receive needed attention. It'll be honest, open, and transparent to county patrons as to the status of the road and bridge work planned and being worked on. To maximize the use of road equipment and personnel assets. The county's budget is stretched to the limit with respect to road equipment and personnel to operate that equipment. The county must explore all options to maximize the use and the operation of the equipment needed to build and improve and maintain county roads. With respect to the equipment, it cannot be abused. We need to use the heavy equipment as it's designed to. We don't use scrapers and road graders as bulldozers. And such use that I've observed is detrimental to, as Mr. Farnsworth said, equipment that costs nearly $1 million as a bulldozer. Is detrimental to the longevity of that piece of equipment. New road infrastructure. Jefferson County is the second fastest growing county in the state of Idaho. It is painfully obvious to all that additional road construction is needed. The county must combine with county municipalities to develop a comprehensive transportation plan, which will be forward-looking, planning for the inevitable continued expansion of the county's population. The county, in lockstep with county municipalities, must look for outside funding sources to help fund this needed expansion. And lastly, on our school building impacts, the county needs to work more closely with the school board and the school superintendent to so that the county is able to budget and plan for the increased traffic and sidewalk needs for pedestrians and that as new schools go in, and rather than having a school built and then in a planning and zoning commission meeting, the school board meet with them and present all of a sudden all this infrastructure that's needed in a very short turnaround time. So I like living in Jefferson County. That's why I've lived here for so long. I feel that I have things that I can bring to the table to help our county be more fiscally responsible, more forward-looking, as we will continue to grow as people continue to move into our area. And this is why I'm running for county commissioner.